When reflecting upon how and why I was able to develop and am still able to have such a close-knit relationship with my parents as well as all of my older siblings, Abraham Maslow's theory of hierarchy of needs comes to my mind. Maslow developed a list that classified all needs into 5 general groups, and most importantly, he asserted that there is a hierarchy of these 5 groups of needs in terms of their importance for human development. Maslow identified 5 levels of needs in his hierarchy: physiological needs, safety needs, social needs, esteem needs, and self-actualization needs. Physiological needs include the most basic needs that are vital to survival, such as the need for water, air, food, and sleep. The next level of needs are safety needs. These include needs for safety and security. These are important for survival, but they are not as demanding as the physiological needs. We now come to our third level, social needs. Sometimes these needs are referred to as the love and belonging needs. These needs include for belonging, love, and affection. Maslow considered these needs to be less basic than physiological and security needs. After the first 3 needs have been satisfied, esteem needs become increasingly important. These include the needs for things that reflect on self-esteem, personal worth, self-recognition, social recognition, and accomplishment. We now come to the highest level of Maslow's hierarchy, self-actualization needs. These are a person's desires to become everything he or she is capable of becoming, to realize and use his or her full potential, capabilities, and talents. This need can only be addressed and satisfied when the previous needs have been met. Growing up, I feel as though all of my needs were met. Although sometimes I didn't get to eat all the candy that I wanted, my parents properly fed me and met all my physiological needs. Additionally, my safety needs were very important to me when I was growing up, whether it was making sure that everyone had their seatbelt on in the car or that all the doors to the house were locked at night. I felt safe and confident that my parents would protect me. Even if I had a bad dream about someone trying to hurt me, I would wake up in the morning and feel pleasant because I knew that I was safe in my own house. After having the foundation of my physiological and safety needs being met, next on the list of needs were my social, loving, and belonging needs. Throughout the course of my elementary school years, I was very outgoing and friendly towards anyone that I came into contact with. I was raised in such a manner that inspired me to befriend people of different races, sizes, religious backgrounds, and economic standings. I can only thank my parents for this. Thus, in elementary school, I had numerous friends and it made me feel very special and happy. During recess, I would always have people to play soccer with. During gym, I would always have a running partner. These experiences with my friends really made me feel a sense of belonging at my new elementary school. At home, well, let me tell you a little story that can best portray the amount of love and care I received from my parents. One day, little 8-year-old Miles Bolden got into an argument with his parents about wanting to spend more time outside and to go over to a friend's house. But Miles' parents did not let him because he was being disrespectful in the way that he was talking to them. So, as a solution, Miles said that he was going to run away and do everything that he wanted to do. I went up to my room, packed a backpack full of clothes, and grabbed some cookies from a cookie jar, and then started walking towards the end of my street. But then, I hear this voice yelling after me, saying, "Wait, I'm coming with you. Wait for me." I turn around, and it's my dad, and he has a little bag that he packed too. Even though my family and I look back on this story and laugh about it, it truly does show and explain how much they cared for me, and how this experience led to my social, belonging, and loving needs being met. Next, I would like to focus on John Piaget's stages of cognitive development. In total, John Piaget developed a four-stage theory of cognitive development, but for my purposes, I'm only going to focus on the last 2 stages, which are concrete operational and formal. Piaget called his third stage, which he believes characterized children from 7 to 11 years old, the concrete operational. Children become more capable of thinking logically during these years. They acquire the cognitive skill that Piaget called conversation. Additionally, Piaget's final stage from 11 or 12 years and beyond is called the formal operational stage. The major accomplishment acquired at this stage is abstract reasoning. Children and adults at this stage are able to think through problems scientifically rather than by basic trial and error. They understand that things in the world aren't black and white and think more about values and goals. They are able to reason through things that are not concrete. Next, I would like to talk about Lawrence Kohlberg's theory of moral development. For my purposes, I'm only going to focus on the conventional stage as well as the post-conventional stage. The conventional also contains two stages. Adolescents typically operate at this level, as do some adults. In stage 3, people make moral decisions based on getting people to like them. In stage 4, moral reasoning centers around maintaining a functioning society by recognizing that laws are more important than the individual needs. In the post-conventional stage, most adults will not reach this level. Many are stuck at some of the earlier stages. Post-conventional moral thinkers reject the rigidity of laws, believing that they should be ignored or changed if they are not good laws. In stage 5, people will try to act in ways that achieve the most good for the most number of people. They judge a law as unjust if it failed to do this. Stage 6 thinkers developed ethical principles and a sense of justice. Actions are taken because they are right in themselves, not because they help achieve other goals. Though Kohlberg theorized that this stage existed, he had trouble finding people who were always operating at this level. As you are now able to tell, from all the pictures you have seen, I was and still am the baby of my family. For 19 years, I have had 4 older siblings to look up to and to learn from. For 19 years, I have had numerous accomplishments, played many sports, traveled to several different states, and have met some amazing people and made everlasting friendships. I do not take any of my previous experiences or current experiences for granted and truly believe that my developmental history is a remarkable one. As a future teacher, I can only hope to encourage and inspire my students in the way that so many inspired me.